In this episode, we're going to talk about the company ClearView AI, its recent data breach that was made public, and why we should care about not only the breach, but potentially what this company is doing. The firm drew national attention when the New York Times ran a front page story about its work with law enforcement agencies, which was published in January of this year. Now, the breach was not of the company's 3 billion photos. There's been a lot of news articles around with some clickbait saying ClearView AI breached the company that has 3 billion photos. So I want to be very clear. Its treasure trove of 3 billion photos used to seed its facial recognition technology was not breached. But February 26th, they did come public to say that their entire client list was stolen. These log files include records of some 2,900 institutions and provide details such as the number of searches, the date of the last search, the number of logins. And while most organizations found in the file are government institutions, approximately 200 or so are in the retail or hospitality space. ClearView, again, has publicly put out a notice saying their servers were not breached and they have fixed the vulnerability. Now, what makes this company, the recent breach, and its technology particularly controversial as of late is that tech companies capable of releasing similar tools have refrained from doing so. Going back as far as 2011, Google's chairman at the time said it was one of the technologies the company has held back on because it could be used in a very bad way. Even large cities such as San Francisco and a few others have either actively barred police from using this technology or are thinking about doing it. So who is ClearView AI? Well, they were founded in 2016. They are a facial recognition software maker. They devised groundbreaking facial recognition app in which you can take a picture, upload it, and get to see public photos of that person along with the links of where the photos appeared. Their motto is technology to help solve the hardest crimes. Their mission statement is clear. ClearView is a new research tool used by law enforcement agencies to identify perpetrators and victims of crime. ClearView's technology has helped law enforcement track down hundreds of alleged criminals, including pedophiles, terrorists, and sex traffickers. It is also used to help exonerate the innocent and help identify the victims of crimes, including child sex abuse and financial fraud. So that's their mission. Using ClearView, law enforcement has been able to catch the most dangerous criminals according to their website, to solve some of the toughest cold case crimes, and to make communities safer. Also on their website, ClearView's clients are claimed to be mostly law enforcement agencies with police departments in Toronto, Atlanta, and Florida. The company has 3 billion photos that has collected from the internet, including websites like YouTube, Facebook, Venmo, and LinkedIn. Its first paying customer was the Indiana State Police back in February of 2019. The Indiana State Police started experimenting with ClearView during this time. They solved the case supposedly within 20 minutes of using the app. So the case being 2 men had gotten into a fight in a park. It ended with one of the men being shot, the other in the stomach. A bystander apparently had recorded the crime on a phone, so the police had still of the criminal's face to run against the ClearView app. They ran the person's photo against the app, and they immediately got a match. The man appeared in a video that someone had posted previously on social media, and his name was included in the caption, so they were able to immediately make an arrest. Now, how do they obtain this data? So again, this is according to their website. They claim that everything is public information. They say that ClearView only searches the open web. ClearView does not search any private or protected information, including private social media accounts. They say they independently verify all the information for accuracy, and they have an independent panel of experts to review and certify all of this information for accuracy and reliability. They claim full compliance with the law. They state, just like other research systems, ClearView results legally require follow-up investigations and confirmation. ClearView has designated independently verified to comply with all federal, state, and local laws. Now, that being said, the laws in the area of online privacy are still fairly they're in their infancy, and so this is where a lot of the criticism around this company and this technology do have some legitimacy, and we're going to talk about that next. So the criticism of the ClearView API. So up until recently, ClearView was shrouded in a lot of secrecy, avoiding debate about its boundary-pushing technology on the website. And up until recently, its website was pretty bare. And even its LinkedIn profile only said it had one employee, which happened to be the CEO. It leverages screen scraping and facial recognition capabilities, which raise real privacy concerns. Lawmakers in Massachusetts, for example, have said it poses a chilling privacy risk. Those concerns also led to New Jersey Attorney General to ban police from using ClearView AI across the state earlier this year. This is a company whose entire business model does rely on collecting incredibly sensitive and personal information. And this breach is a sign that the potential benefits of ClearView's technology do now potentially not outweigh the grave privacy risk. That's one potential point of view. Tech giants have taken notice. So Google, Facebook, and Microsoft have sent ClearView AI cease and desist letters for scraping images hosted on their platforms. For those of you who aren't familiar, so screen scraping is basically using tools and automation to hop from one website to another, following link to link, and basically capturing, think of it as taking a picture of the actual website, pulling off those images, and then hopping to the whatever links are on the website, using that to jump to the next website, and doing the same thing over and over again. The ClearView AI CEO has said the company has a right to use the data. It is scraped because it is publicly available, which is true. This data is publicly available. The company says its software is not a consumer application and currently is not available to the general public. That being said, you can see the other side of the argument that people often don't view, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, as a public forum for other companies to scrape and gather that information. So with the recent data breach, again, that it was just their client list that were stolen, not the 3 billion photos that they currently have available. Why should a normal citizen be concerned or care? And I don't have all the answers here, but I'm going to just pose a few things to open up the conversation and to give you all something to think about. So we do have an increase in public surveillance across the globe, coupled with facial recognition technology that can have a chilling effect on privacy. That is kind of the slippery slope argument. The capabilities, when coupled together, can fundamentally and potentially dismantle Americans' expectation that they can simply appear in public, go to a concert, go to the ballpark, or for that matter, partake in a protest without being identified. But when you have this type of technology available, along with the amount of public surveillance that continues to grow, it is going to become much, much easier to couple those things together and to know where not only how many people are at an event, but exactly who is at that event. And then outside the US or democratized countries, this can have an even more potential damaging effect, as we see with social scores being implemented in China, which will make it harder to foster social change or express contrarian ideas. And it could definitely potentially drive, worldwide resistance movements to have to go further underground in order to actually be effective for change. So when does technology in the name of safety or in the name to improve the speed and efficiency of e-commerce transactions or commerce transactions become merely shackles to control thought and behavior? I don't have the answers to this. I don't think anyone has the answers to this at this point. But that being said, it does beg the question that we should at least pose the question and have a healthy debate on the issue. Humanity has its foot on the accelerator towards the fork in the road around this very difficult and challenging social discussion. If you have thoughts or comments on this topic, I encourage you to express them in the comments. As always, please be respectful of other people's views, and let's have a potential healthy debate on this issue. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and provide comments.